This is the Big Bang that was actually recorded. While the consequences were severe, the number one explosion was simply earth-shattering. In this episode, we take a look at 5 of the world's biggest explosion horror moments. Pay attention to the strange stories of the mainland, which will surprise you every day. Tianjin Port, also known as Tianjin New Port, is located at the mouth of the Haihe River in Tianjin. It is an important comprehensive port and foreign trade port in northern China. It was such a busy and important port that a big explosion happened one night. At around 23:30 on August 12, 2015, an explosion occurred at a container terminal at the intersection of 5th Street and Yujin Road in Binhai New Area, Tianjin. The explosion was caused by flammable and explosive materials in the container, and the explosion intensity was equivalent to 3 tons of TNT. The scene of the accident was full of flames, and after a strong explosion, a gray-white mushroom cloud tens of meters high rose instantly. Then the sky above the explosion point was dyed red by flames, and flames splashed around the scene. The second explosion was even more serious, with an explosion intensity equivalent to 21 tons of TNT, and this explosion was only 30 seconds away from the first explosion. After investigation, it was found that nitrate substances such as potassium nitrate and sodium nitrate were stored at the place where the explosion occurred. These solids are prone to explosion when heated and collided. However, the company violated the regulations by storing a large amount of dangerous goods and failed to take corresponding safety measures, which led to this tragic accident. The accident caused 165 deaths, 8 missing, 798 injuries, 304 buildings were destroyed, and the approved direct economic loss was 6.866 billion yuan. It was a particularly serious production safety liability accident. The port of Beirut, the capital of Lebanon, is a busy place. Nearby is the tourist gathering place of Beirut, with important landmarks such as Susuk Museum and Martyrs Square. Just as people were busy working as usual, an unexpected catastrophe befell almost the entire port of Beirut. At around 6 p.m. on August 4, 2020, a huge explosion occurred here. The explosion happened twice in succession, causing damage to many houses, shattering glass, and red smoke rising from the sky. The explosion spread for 240 kilometers. At first, a puff of smoke filled the sky. And then sporadic explosions appeared in the smoke. About 5 seconds later, a huge fire dragon shot up into the sky, and the shock wave mixed with a small explosion swept through the visible buildings within a second. Nearly 2 hours after the incident, smoke was still billowing from the scene. There were reports that the explosion was caused by the spontaneous combustion of the chemical while 2,750 tons of ammonium nitrate were being stored near the port warehouse. It happened that during the maintenance of the warehouse at that time, during the welding process of the warehouse door containing the explosives, the welding spark ignited the explosives in the warehouse, which caused the ammonium nitrate stored in another warehouse to explode. The horrific explosion has killed at least 200 people, injured more than 7,000, destroyed 77,000 residences, and left 300,000 people from their homes. The economic losses caused are incalculable. Little Boy is an atomic bomb made in the United States. The name sounds bright, but it is the first nuclear weapon used on the battlefield in human history. The energy released is approximately equivalent to 13,000 metric tons of TNT high explosives, and the power is quite amazing. In the autumn of 1945, Japan's defeat was set. The United States, Great Britain, and China issued the Potsdam Proclamation urging Japan to surrender, but the Japanese government refused to accept it. For military and political reasons, the US government followed the original plan to use atomic bombs on Japan. So the little boy was sent to Hiroshima, the native city of Japan. On the morning of August 6, 1945, Hiroshima, a port city in the west of Honshu Island, Japan, was as lively as usual. People were shopping, having breakfast, and getting ready to go to work. At 8:15 in the morning, the little boy exploded at a height of 550 meters. About 70,000 people were killed on the spot by the nuclear explosion. These people were all vaporized in an instant and died. Subsequently, a large number of people died of cancer caused by nuclear fallout. According to statistics, as of 1999, the number of people who died from the little boy atomic bomb had risen to 200,000. 3 days after the first atomic bomb was dropped on Hiroshima, the Fat Man atomic bomb was dropped 9,000 meters above Nagasaki. Fat Man is the second nuclear weapon used in human history, and also the last nuclear weapon used in actual combat so far. About 40,000 people died as a direct result of Fat Man's atomic bombing, and about 25,000 were injured. 7,000 square meters of buildings were leveled. Tens of thousands of people later died of cancer caused by nuclear fallout. Operation Castle is a series of nuclear explosion experiments conducted by the United States in the Pacific Ocean on March 1, 1954, with a total of 6 times. The Bravo test tested America's first practical thermonuclear bomb, with a yield of 15 megatons. The power is 1,200 times that of the Little Boy atomic bomb dropped by the U.S. military on Hiroshima, and it is the largest equivalent nuclear device tested by the U.S. so far. The Tsar bomb is a hydrogen bomb manufactured by the Soviet Union during the Cold War. A total of 2 were produced. It is the most powerful bomb in terms of size, weight and power among all types of bombs that have been detonated by humans so far. On October 30, 1961, Tu-95V took this shocking Tsar bomb to the Arctic Circle and dropped it at an altitude of 10,000 meters. With a bang, a mushroom cloud as high as 60 kilometers rose in the sky, and the huge vibration even affected places thousands of miles away. Its explosive equivalent was originally equivalent to 100 million tons of TNT explosives, but for some reason it was reduced to half. But it was 3,800 times more powerful than the little boy bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki at the end of World War II, and 2,300 times more powerful than the Fat Man bombs. The test explosion power of the Tsar bomb is 50 million tons of TNT equivalent, ranking second among all known explosion events in the world, second only to the Chicxulub crater event that led to the extinction of dinosaurs. At the end of the program, don't forget to click to follow the channels in mainland China. Pay attention to the strange stories of the mainland. You will be amazed every day. See you in the next issue.